People are going to talk about you regardless of what you do or what you don't do. I'm doing this video because in one of my comments, I now tagged the person in the video. Someone asked me to do a video in regards to what do you do when you're pursuing your passion, but you are afraid of what people, especially people from your past, maybe somebody from high school or somebody from your hometown, would think about you when you're pursuing your passion. And that was an issue that I had as well, like wondering, like, what are people going to think when they see me on video? Like, what are they doing? And a couple of things that I learned from it was you're doing something, you're pursuing your passion, which took some nerve for you to do that. You're pursuing your passion, but they're not. And you had the audacity to step out and do the thing that they're afraid of doing. So instead of seeing you and be like, wow, that's something I can do too, they will talk about you. They may talk about you. A lot of times they're going to talk about you behind your back. You might not even, they're not going to do it to your face. Now, you do have some that are bold that will say it to you. They're going to say it to you. But for the most part, they're going to say it behind your back. And it could be because they are afraid to do what you're doing. So, and the second thing is, this one is easier said than done. You have to get to a point to where you could care less about what people think about you. If it's your passion, work through it. Do what you're supposed to do, because if it's your passion, that's something that you're going to enjoy. And I believe that is something that's going to bless some other people. If it's your passion, it's going to be something that you're going to enjoy. And I believe that it's going to be something that is going to bless some other people. Now, with this one, this last one, if you feel like, if you know that it's bothering you, what people may be thinking or saying about you, what I had to do was one of the things I had to do, and this took a lot of work on my part. What I had to do was ask myself, why is it bothering me? If it is bothering me, whether I think they're doing it or I know that they're doing it, why does it bother me? And that led me back to some things in my past that I had to deal with, that I had to discover, whether it was through therapy or through prayer. I had to discover, like, oh, I'm feeling this way because it reminded me of something that happened in the past. It reminded me of when I was bullied. Well, back then when I was growing up, you were just being picked on. When I was being picked on, when I was growing up, people was always saying something when I was growing up. So when I would hear it as an adult, it was taking me back to those feelings that I had when it was happening back then. So that made me deal with me. And once I was able to deal with me, then whatever happened on the outside from anybody else, once I dealt with me and how I felt and the things, what people say on the outside is not going to matter as much. And then you'll get to a point it's not going to bother you at all. So when you really want to find out why is it bothering you, dig deep and ask yourself, why is this really bothering me? Why am I worried about if somebody is talking about me, if I think somebody is talking about me? And it may lead you back to some things that you didn't even know that you were dealing with or having an issue with. Some people call it childhood trauma. And it could be something like that you didn't acknowledge, you didn't even realize that you were dealing with, and you never dealt with it. And people, this is a bonus one. People are going to talk about you regardless. People will talk about you regardless of what you're doing or what you're not doing, what you're saying or what you're not saying. That's just how some people are. Some people are just messy like that. They're going to talk about you regardless. But check this out. You may be the person that will help the very person that's talking about you. You may be the one that's going to inspire those that's talking about you. When they see that you're doing it, it may be like, wow, he's really sticking with it. Someone will talking about you in the beginning to see if you're going to stick with it. And if you do, then they're like, man, he's really sticking with it. He's serious about this. He's very passionate about what he's doing. And you just have to get to that point. But don't allow it to stop you from pursuing your passion. Because if you allow it to stop you, time keeps right on going. Time waits for no one. And you're getting older. And the people that are supposed to be blessed through you, because you're pursuing your passion, are not going to be blessed through you, because you are worrying about what people are thinking and what people are saying. And I'm not downplaying it. I had a serious issue with it. It was a big problem that I had to deal with. And sometimes those feelings try to resurface, and I have to suppress those feelings, like, nah, we're not doing that. No, we're not going to do this. I'm not going to let those feelings come back. But once you start and you get going with whatever your passion is, you're going to be so involved and so involved and so focused on your passion and what you're doing, that you're probably not going to even have time to hear all that noise that's going on around you. And some of those that's talking about you may end up coming up to you asking you, hey, how did you do what you're doing? I need your help. Okay? So I hope that was helpful. So for the person that asked me about doing this video, I'm going to tag you in the video, and I hope that was helpful for you. It was a process for me, and it's something that comes up sometime, and I still have to suppress it to where it won't get back to that point. People are going to talk about you regardless. The only man that was perfect to ever walk this earth was Jesus Christ, and they talked about him. Not only talked about him, they crucified him, nailed him to a cross. All right. I hope this was helpful. If so, I don't know why my words are twisting up. If so, let me know in the comments your thoughts, what you think about it. And if you like the content, hit the subscribe button and you will get a notification. Well, and hit the notification bell. You get a notification each and every time I put out a new video. All right, take care. God bless. Check you out on my next video. Have a good one.